promotional advertising. Veracruz Restaurant, the Osage Beach Hy-Vee, Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales, American Sun Control, DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling, Jason Blankenship CPA, the Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie, the Bank of Versailles, the Shed Batting Cages, and Versailles Total Fitness. Thanks for listening to high school basketball on KS95.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's presentation to KS95 Sports live at Eldon High School. Home of a familiar matchup because we just saw it about 4 days ago. The Fatima Comets and the Eldon Mustangs. I'm Colton Taylor. Brent on the camera. Mark back to the studio. The man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Retone back with me tonight. Ryan, how are you, buddy?
Well, I'm doing good, but you said the home of a familiar match. They should really rename it to home of the Colton Taylors because you've been here quite a bit, right?
And I have spent a lot of time here in the last week. We were here for the 94th annual Eldon tournament and got to cover games for Eldon, for Versailles. I was on our sister station, Mix 92.7, covering the Camdenton Lakers. And back here yesterday, as Eldon Versailles, boys and girls really put on a show. The girls' game, just a 2-point finish back and forth. And the boys' game was close all the way through. And now Eldon, another big matchup. These Comets, they played them in the Eldon tournament just the other day, and I mean, it was a dogfight down to the wire. Fatima barely pulled out the win. There is one big difference, though. One very big difference, about a 6'4" difference to be exact. His name is Britton Ahart, and he's sitting on the bench with a tweaked ankle. Ryan, that's huge for these Mustangs.
Excuse me, I got choked up, right? Whatever you... I heard you say my name.
It's an emotional thing. I get it. No,
Britton being out for these Mustangs is I mean, he's the X factor, right? Kind of the guy that's going to facilitate the ball and score the ball. And it really feels like who's in control of this offense. He might not be the point guard, but when push comes to the shove, you want Britton Ahart to have the ball in his hands and either be dumping it off to someone or scoring the basketball. So not to have him on the offensive side, the defensive side as well, that's a big body you take out of the paint. It's going to be an uphill battle, but if there's anyone that I think is ready for an uphill battle, it's probably these Mustangs. You're going to see a lot of Cody Tam tonight. I can tell you that much.
No, I completely agree. Cody Tam going to be a big factor, and it is worth noting for these Mustangs. You know, they have other guys that can really score the rock that have been stepping up lately. Cody obviously is going to be a go-to guy, but Rhett Bayshore lately has been finding his offense. Devin Hardy's been in double figures. Talon Holt is the most deceptive player you're going to watch. He never really looks like he's going 100 miles per hour full speed, but when he needs to shift gears, he has soft touch around the iron and can finish strong. By the way, this is the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show, part of our Martin Metal broadcast. But Ryan, in a weird way, I think going forward in the season, not having Britton for a few games could actually be a positive for this Mustang squad.
I really do too, because and it reminds me of like college teams when they get to the end of the shot clock. It's like, who would they give the ball to? That's how it is with Eldon, but there's no shot clock. It's like, if they start to get chaotic, all right, Britton, take the ball. I think it'll help them to slow the game down a little bit and allow them to play more of a five-man game. Like, you don't have that guy that you're just going to throw to and say, get a shot up. And so now you kind of learn other ways to go about your business, really. And what it could do is it could allow others to realize they can facilitate the ball to other guys. And all of a sudden, Britton's back in, and people are facilitating the ball to Britton rather than Britton being the facilitator. And I think this will really help them.
And it's worth noting, there was a stretch there for Eldon where Britton was not really scoring the rock a ton. Other guys were. Now, like you said, though, Britton went into that facilitator role and was a huge part of it. But I still think there's a lot of firepower on this Mustang squad. And Coach Caudell, one of the best when it comes to finding a way to scheme his guys open. And I kind of was talking with him before the game, and he jokingly said, man, you know, we're about this far from our record being flip-flopped. And he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
When you've lost as many games by 1 or 2 buckets as they have, it's easy to sit here and say, oh, they're a 3-10 team. Yeah, they're a 3-10 team that's about to play a 10-5 team that took the 10-5 team down to the wire the other night and continue to do this with 10-win teams. I don't know, Ryan. I think this is a deceptive Mustang squad.
I agree, too. I feel like we've been sitting up here and it's been the same song and dance for a while now where it's like, you know, Eldon's like 3 or 4 points away from having 5, 6, 7 wins. And we've been saying that for a few weeks now. And everyone's probably like, at some point, you can't say that. And you are 1,000% right. You can't. But it doesn't discount that this team is not very far off. And that's why going into every single game, like, hey, this is going to be a really good game because they just continue to play one-score games. We got awesome saxophone playing in the background. This band is awesome.
Seriously, I love this Mustang band. They're getting after it. But yeah, that sax player up there, I wish I knew his name.
Seriously.
He's putting on a show up there. It's not a good basketball game until you get a sax solo. That's what really makes it fun. But we're about 4.5 minutes away from tip-off. We'll come back with more of the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show here in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Since 1944, Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company, Morgan County's only locally owned lumber yard, has been providing the area with quality building materials needed for its building, remodeling, and repair projects. Because customer care is Carpenter Gunther's #1 goal, your project is always their priority. They take as much pride in your project as you do. Reach them at 378-4433 Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30, and 8 to noon on Saturday. Carpenter Gunther, where they put the home in hometown business.
Have you ever gone into panic mode because you reach into your wallet and your debit card is not there? Hi, this is Ryan Pryor from Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles. With the Umbrella app on your mobile phone, you can block your debit card with a quick tap of a button. 5 minutes later, you remember that it's in your pocket. No problem. Just go back in and unblock your card, and now it's business as usual. Ask us how you can enroll. Member FDIC.
A hometown bank, a hometown friend.
The Morgan County Health Center in Versailles reminds you can help your child have a healthy future. Encourage them to get 1 hour or more of physical activity every day and limit screen time to 2 hours at most. Time spent in front of a screen watching TV or playing video games means less time being active. Make sure they get 3 servings of low or no fat milk or yogurt every day. 4 servings of water, not sugary drinks, and 5 servings or more of fruit and vegetables. Healthy habits lead to a healthy future. A message from the Morgan County Health Center in Versailles.
Back at Eldon Gymnasium, home of this matchup between two teams that I put the wrong records up for because it makes a lot more sense. When I was putting this together, I was like, man, why has Fatima played more games than Eldon? That's because it wasn't counting tournament games.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I blame Misha. Update your stuff, guys. Come on.
Seriously, I hate trying to go find things on there. And then, half of the teams use max preps and the other half don't. And it's like a 50-50 on what you're going to get.
I'm going to start a new app just for this stuff, and I'm going to send it out to all the high schools, get everybody on the same page. It's going to be accessible by cell phone. I will be a billionaire by tomorrow. It's a solid plan.
I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. I was trying to figure out how I could change the records, but I can't. So,
you can.
I can, just not on that. That's the scoreboard.
I
was
sorry,
thinking
I
the
got the wrong
same
one
thing,
open. But I actually could on here. So speaking of all of this, I do want to look ahead at our schedule. We have tomorrow night off, and then Thursday, a very casual game, not a big deal at all. Just the top 2 teams in the state of Missouri in Class 2 girls basketball. I mean, Ryan, I feel pretty safe saying that is a state championship preview.
1,000%. I think this year they work out to where it would be the state championship game, right? Opposite sides of the bracket. That's money. And they're tied at #1 now. Did you see that? I'm sure Coach Culpepper's still voting himself at 15.
That's why. That's why it's what the heck? Okay. Yeah, that's why they're tied, because Coach Culpepper refuses to put his team as 1. I did not play this right. We're going to take a break for the national anthem. We'll be back with starting lineups. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
A full-service graphics company, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising does it all, from screen printing, offset printing, and promotional advertising to custom-built trophies and awards. It's where they do it the right way. Check out their Facebook page for their monthly special, and don't forget they offer online stores for all your group and activities needs. Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, across from the Family Center on Highway 52 East in Versailles. Call 573-378-5775. The students of Lake Area schools have done a lot to make their communities proud. Many have stayed to help the Lake Area grow and prosper. Whether they excel through sports or through academics, our students need our support. As a parent, be a part of your child's education. As a community, be a part of their activities by attending sporting events, concerts, and other extracurricular activities. Our support means better leaders for tomorrow. From Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie.
Veracruz Mexican Restaurant invites you to join them for a casual lunch or a nice family dinner out with delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine. Veracruz has a great selection of burritos, tacos, seafood, enchiladas, salads, and more, all prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Grab dinner tonight from one of their 3 locations: Veracruz on South Highway 5 in Versailles, Veracruz Jr. on Highway 52 in Stover, or on Highway 65 in Lincoln. Veracruz Mexican Restaurant, a proud sponsor of local athletes.
Come out to LOZ Antique Mall, where you'll find the widest selection of antiques and collectibles in the area. LOZ Antique Mall is the lake's newest and biggest antique store around the lake. It boasts over 200 vendors and 18,000 square feet of antiques, collectibles, even some junk, and items change daily. Located along Highway 54, just 6 miles from the new Lake Ozark roundabout. LOZ Antique Mall, open every day except Tuesday. LOZ Antique Mall, where they have it all.
And we're just about ready for the starting lineups here at Eldon High School, home of this matchup between the 10-5 Comets and the 4-12 Mustangs. Starting with the Comets, it's going to be number 2, Matthew Robertson. They're in their road, I'll call it gold uniforms, bright yellow.
I don't care what they are. They look sick.
They really do. Matthew Robertson, number 2. Number 3, Max Stukin. Number something. Let's see. I see number 15, Logan Cleathermos.
Number 14.
Number 14, Sam Strumpf, and number 25, Xavier Stukin. They've got some size out there. Xavier at 6'5". Then, of course, Matthew Robertson is 6'1". Strumpf and Cleathermos both 5'11" and 5'10", so some size for them as well. For the Mustangs, under head coach Nathaniel Caudell, and the home whites gold trim, number 1, Talon Hull. Number 2, Devin Hardy. Getting the start tonight, number 10, Rhett Bayshore. Number 24, Cody Tam, and number 25, Kyle Hines. I love having Bayshore out on the floor at the same time as Devin Hardy. How do you negate the size of Ahart? How do you make up for it? You go ahead and you have Bayshore and Hardy fly 1,000,000 miles per hour around this course.
And one thing I noticed with Fatima, I watched their first half, when they played Camdenton in the semifinals of this tournament. They like to run, and when they run, they are very good at spreading the floor and finding the open man. They play a really good team game in transition. It's going to take good transition defense. Go ahead and throw an extra guard that can play D out there. It'll be good.
Death taxes and Fatima running the fast break.
That's the truth.
Tip, it's going to be Tam versus Stukin, and the opening tip goes to Robertson quickly down the floor. Lay-in won't go. Tam cleans the glass.
You know, they didn't finish there, but that's exactly what we talked about, right? No dribbles on the fast break, all passes, and they did so well. I think Eldon really needs to control the tempo of this game, slow it down, and limit possessions if they want to win.
Fatima will bait you. They extend this 2-3 out. Hardy gets behind it, loses the handle, drops it off to Tam for a corner 3. It's long. Matthew Robertson the board. Quick outlet. Comets want to run. Devin Hardy back, but a nice move by Stukin to make space. Won't fall. Tam another board.
0 for 2, but they're not going to miss on those looks very often. Gotta shut up the transition D. It's a little shocking the first time you see it, though. It takes a minute to get in the flow of the game.
Good ball movement by the Mustangs. Flipped up to Hardy on the wing. Eldon using their pass fakes, but it's popped loose from behind on the run out. Right hand off the glass. First points of the game, Max Stukin. Senior guard, it's a 2-0 Fatima lead.
I don't think it's crazy to say that you don't really need to look to score here early against this zone. You really need to just look to make it rotate a few times and let it break down eventually on its own.
Here's the thing about this zone. The way they play it, it is a pressure zone. They're trying to get steals and tips. If they don't get it, you can get behind it. I don't want to say with ease, but Kyle Hines gets inside. Triple team comes out to Talon.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you need to go look to score. Just try to pass around it and make it break down at some point.
Those skip passes dangerous. Bayshore, though, corner 3. It's short. Rebound controlled by Max Stukin.
You're going to have to hit some outside shots tonight. I mean, they like to press up, but there's gaps around the three-point line in this zone. Going to have to hit a few long shots.
And if you can move the ball quick enough, the back door is going to be open. Eldon and their 2-3, theirs is a little more of a protective 2-3. They're not overplaying.
They're trying to protect the paint. There's some length on this one.
And it's picked off by Kyle Hines. Eldon's got numbers on the fast break. Kyle going to keep it all the way. And they're going to say clean defense by the Comets, and now they're outrunning Max Stukin, that is Strumpf with it. Dishes it off. 3 lined up for the Comets. Knocked down Logan Cleathermos.
That's not a transition look, right? But how good they are on the transition. You instantly pack down into the paint, and it leads trailers to be able to shoot the three-pointer.
Talon patient. Splits the top of the defense, gets to the paint, but it's stripped loose at the last second by Logan Cleathermos. quick hands on this Fatima defense.
I wonder what Fatima goes into if they don't just go into more of a compacted zone here, or if they switch to man-to-man on the inbounds just because of the nature of the zone they're playing. You can't obviously play it on the baseline inbounds.
There's actually man on the inbounds.
Huh. Usually teams are opposite. They play man and switch to zone.
Oh, it's another steal by the Comets.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul.
Yeah, blocking foul going to go against Bayshore. He was trying to take the sideline away from Max Stukin.
Well, it's got to be – usually you let that one play, right? Not a lot of contact. But whenever it impacts the result, you're going to have to call a foul or people aren't going to be too happy.
5-0 is the early Comets lead with 5:40 to play in the Carpenter-Gunther Lumber Company first quarter of action. A little high post action. Dished out. Stukin thought about three. Shot fake. Drives, hangs in the air, and rolls it home.
Yeah, I think it's time for an early timeout here.
Yeah, Eldon unable to find any offense whatsoever. They trail 7-0. 5:30 to go. They want to talk things over. We'll take the break as well. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Take your softball and baseball skills to the next level. The Shed is Eldon's own indoor hitting facility that features 2 full cages with screens, tees, and pitching lanes. You'll love their top-of-the-line pitching machine that throws a variety of speeds with precise locations to perfect your swing. The Shed also has a workout facility. You can add it to your cage rental or just purchase as a regular membership. Open Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8. Look for the big white building across from Gerb's in Eldon. Book times now on Facebook at The Shed LLC. See you at The Shed.
Back in the Carpenter-Gunther Lumber Company first quarter of action, and I mean, just call it what it is. Eldon can't score the rock right now.
No, honestly, they can't really get a shot up. I mean, I know that they had the one where they drive in there, and really that's not a shot. You know, they don't have one yet. We're 2.5 minutes into this game. Really, I feel like they're getting baited. Like you said, I mean, it's a bait defense, and I feel like they are kind of getting baited into speeding up, playing a little too fast. Got to slow things down. Hopefully that's what they talked about in the timeout, is just taking a breath and slowing down, really. That's it.
They're switching it up now. Is Cody Tam going to bring it up the floor? And the skip pass picked off. Robertson with it on the attack. Great.
That was clean.
Wow. Yeah, that was clean. That was Talon Hole got his hand on the ball, but they're going to say he got a little wrist. And Robertson, I believe, will be shooting too.
I mean, how often are you not going to see a foul called on that play? Realistically, how often are you not going to see a kid foul there? That was a really nice play there by Hole to get his hand in there, and they actually called Cody Tam for the foul.
Oh.
Or at least put it up on the board that it was Cody Tam's foul.
Well, the first free throw for Matthew Robertson is short.
Just need to get the ball across half court on this possession. Really, maybe that'd probably be a good start.
8-0 is the Comet lead. All right, Tam going to try the skin-off point, goes to Talon. They're trying to manipulate the top of this 2-3. Talon, little pick and roll inside to Hines, outside Hardy. Corner three for Devin, halfway down. Rebound tipped and controlled by Xavier Stukin.
I've come to realize that the Rims here really do not like the home team.
No, they can be pretty stiff and pretty stubborn. Good ball movement by the Comets. Wing three lined up off the front iron. Won't go. Offensive rebound, though. Put up and in. Blake Lee Thermos. It's a 10-0 Comet lead to start this game.
Really need to box out the Comets. They want to do the little things. That's how they want to win a basketball game. And you see a trap here. Just got to slow the game down a little bit and remember what the fundamentals are.
Talon, patient, skips it to Tam to the corner Bayshore. He gets inside with the jump step. Shot just short. Looked a little rushed.
I like at least getting a shot up. It's better than turning the ball over. The more shots you get up, the better chance you have to win a basketball game. That's for sure.
Matthew Robertson, extra pass. Max Stukin, corner three, won't go. Rebound on the floor. Kyle Hines gets on there, ties it up. It's stripped loose. Hines ties it up again. Jump going to be called. And possession arrow will favor the Mustangs.
That's kind of the unfortunate part when you have to call an early timeout. Maybe that's one that you do call there with your player on the floor, but you've already burnt one here. We're not even halfway through the first quarter. Can't really afford to take another one just to possess the ball.
I really believe Eldon just needs to see a shot go in right now. When you don't have your go-to guy out on the floor. By the way, Lincoln Salzman checks in for Red Bayshore. We just need to see one go to build that confidence. Another steal by the Comets. I mean, it is a defensive clinic being put on by Fatima at the moment. Robertson, skip pass, wing three, dialed up and knocked down. Sam Strum. It's 13-0 with under 4 minutes to play in the first.
Oh. This is just, I mean, completely a different start, right, than the last time these two teams matched up when Eldon really was able to hang for most, if not the entire game.
Hardy skipped the Salzman, goes up quickly back to Talon. Over to Devin. Good use of the pass fakes. Devin getting the defense to work around. You can manipulate this zone. It's actually kind of a 1-3-1 now. Devin steps into a three. Good look. Won't go. Rebound tipped out. Salzman saves it back finally, but it's picked off by Logan Cleathermos, and he wants to lead the fast break. I was looking for Robertson in the corner, but instead threw it to a cheerleader.
That's an extremely rare turnover right there on a fast break from Fatima. They'll turn the ball over. They're a high school basketball team, but on the fast break, very rarely. So take advantage of it. Now's a good time to get your first shot to go through the hoop. I guess there's never really a bad time to have your first shot go through the hoop, but it's be a good time to try to take advantage of the turnover.
That was a good look last possession for Hardy. Just didn't fall. Tam, nice find back toward a Salzman. Extra pass Hardy. Tam steps to the mid-range, skips the hole, and it's picked off by Robertson. Robertson spin move. A wrap-around layup almost goes. Talon hold the strong board.
I was about to be just about as shocked as I have been in a high school basketball game. This is an impressive move. Just didn't go in.
Talon waiting at the top of this, working against the top of this zone. Skips it to Hardy. Salzman in the corner. Immediate pressure, flips it back to Talon. He's got a little space, drives, hangs in the air, and it is indeed a charge.
They got a credit right there. Who was that? Was that Matthew Robertson getting in the position, willing to put the body on the line? I mean, let's be honest. I'm not saying that these two teams are outmatched at all. I think Eldon still got a chance in this game, but when it's 13-0 with 2:25 to go in the first quarter, it's pretty hard to say, yeah, I'm going to put my body on the line right here. Like, some guys might step out of the way. Got to give him credit for putting his body on the line.
Yeah, right now, Eldon just has no way of scoring the basketball, it seems. At the high post, Xavier Stukin gives it up to the corner. Oh, good defense there by Bay. Shorts knocked loose, but picked back up by Lubert. His skip pass to the weak side, Stukin. Moving the ball around nicely. Lubert, his left-hand hook shot won't go. Hole has to save it back blindly. Finds Tam back to Talon.
Typically, the rule of basketball says don't save it underneath your own basket, but when you got Tam sitting right there calling for it, it's not a bad time to do it.
Once again, 1-3-1. Quick passes to attack this. Oh, a gamble, and it is a steal by Max Stukin. Yeah, I think he turned an ankle on that play.
Eldon all too familiar with that.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Hopefully, Stukin is okay. Just walking a little gingerly in front of the bench right now.
You know, I wonder if we don't see a little Drew Hines tonight. Typically a JV. I had 21 points in the JV game tonight. Never know when you need an offensive spark. Go ahead and throw him out, see if he can't make a difference.
Kyle Hines tipping that one out of bounds. Also, Zach Hole last night when we saw him had 7 threes in the JV game.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he's sniper.
Hey, need a three. Go ahead and throw him in the game. We've seen him play a little bit of varsity this year.
The thing is, though, it's 13-0. Eldon just needs some offense. They can climb back into this game. It's not like Fatima's just absolutely lighting up the scoreboard. Salzman to Hardy, quickly to Bayshore. 1:20 to go. Eldon got to find some offense. Corner, Salzman, three, got it! Right on cue. Lincoln Salzman with a big bucket.
I don't think that there's been a team needing a bucket in a worse way than Eldon needed right there. It took almost 7 minutes. You feel good finally.
Oh, great defense by Tam. Forces Stukin to give it up, but he goes weak side and finds Blake Cleathermos on the cut. He's fouled by Bayshore and will shoot 2.
I didn't even realize he was going up when he shot that. I was getting ready to look at the bonus and see if they were in it yet. Almost. Got to give credit to Fatima, though. They've played, intense defense and haven't even fouled.
First free throw up and good for Cleathermos. You got 2 Cleathermoses. You got 2 Stukins on this squad. Strumpf. Mingvasser. Second free throw won't go. Rebound finally hauled in by Hines. Thought about attacking, instead pulls it back out. 14-3, 11-point lead for Fatima under a minute to go. Hardy, corner 3, got it! So just like that, back to an 8-point game. Eldon just needed to find a little offense. Turns out the corner 3 is where that offense comes from. Answer from the Comets off the back iron won't go. Hold the board. Eldon could cut this down to a 5 or a 6-point game. Corner, Salzman tries another, gets another! Just like that, Eldon rattles off 9 quick ones. It's 14-9.
Now the defensive effort picks up. Everyone feels a little bit better. See if you can't close this first quarter strong.
Coach Robertson saying, no, we want the last shot, man. Eldon's hot right now. 10 seconds to play on the point. That is Cleathermos. The right side over in the corner, back to the wing. 3 dialed up, nearly banked in, won't go. Hines has it, hoisted at the buzzer. It won't get there. Eldon, big last minute and a half, get all of their offense in to cut it to a 5-point game after one. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Every day, your Jefferson City and Osage Beach Hy-Vee pharmacies are committed to your health and wellness. If you're enrolled in Medicare Part B, Medicare Advantage plans, and most commercial plans, they'll cover up to 8 over-the-counter COVID-19 tests per month at no cost through Hy-Vee. Most plans cover these costs and no prescription is required. Stop in at your Osage Beach or Jefferson City Hy-Vee pharmacy and see the helpful pharmacy staff today.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading Aries products. Every Aries product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling. For reliable products offered by reliable people, call DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling.
And we are ready for second quarter action here in Eldon, where the Mustangs went from unable to score to here's all the points.
Well, I think Coach Caudell has been watching a little Family Guy, old school double dribble. The corner 3 is broken. Come on. I mean, it's a glitch in the system.
Oh, I love that. But a wing 3 there for Logan Cleathermos to get the comments going. I just watched that episode the other day, by the way.
Yeah, Peter Griffin knows the corner 3 is glitch in the system. Hopefully Coach Caudell does too.
What play are we going to run here? Corner 3. That's great. 17-9.
Do you think Britt has a clue what we're talking about right now?
Not even slightly.
I was banned from watching Family Guy as a kid.
Probably for the best. Salzman has it stripped, gets it back, makes some space at the free throw line, needs help, finds hole. 17-9, it's an 8-point Comet lead here in the second quarter.
Changed up defenses now after watching a few threes move into man out of the quarter break.
Straight man defense, as you said, little give and go. Tam to the iron shot, just a smidge too strong, comes off the back iron. Fatima looks to run. Xavier Stukin on the attack. Hines takes it away. Skip pass hits the net, winds up in the hands of Salzman. Devin Hardy was running a go route, and
Hardy's trying to leak out.
Yeah, Devin's like, come on, guys. I'm a wide receiver. You know this game. I was deep, or I was open deep.
Unfortunately, the quarterback's not on the floor.
That is the issue. Hardy on the left wing. I think Hardy can take his matchup. Talon, top of the key. They're screening down. The guards are to free up the next one. Salzman off the back cut, pops high. It's a patient Eldon offense, which I'm fine with, but you got to be careful. Fatima will jump passing lanes.
I think this is nice, though, to settle things down a little bit. They've ran through multiple sets now in this possession alone. I don't think you have to be in a hurry to score.
That's the problem. Yeah. They try to feed down low, and it's picked off by the Comets. On the wing, 3 on the fast break, up and good. Sam Strump. Fatima can do it just like that. It's back to 11.
Just like that, the 3 threes you hit to end the quarter, they've now answered with 3 of their own, and right back to an 11-point game.
Tam thought about going baseline, resets, finds Hardy at the top of the key. Salzman, somebody's going to have to win a one-on-one battle here for Eldon. Hardy on the wing. Salzman, contested 3 off the backboard, wouldn't go. Fatima thought about running, but the pass was a little too hot to handle, out of bounds back to the Mustangs.
Fatima's defense reminds me of like some of those old school delay offenses we'll see where they'll try to run a minute or 2 off the clock and then all of a sudden, lull you to sleep and beat you to the punch to the basket, except they do it defensively, and that's really odd, right? They'll defend, and then all of a sudden, right when you let your guard down, pop out in the passing lane and get a steal.
So Eldon down by 11 once again. Got to find some offense somewhere. Hardy on the right wing, back to Talon. Tam runs off a screen, gets the ball on the left wing, flips it back to Devin. Eldon doing a lot of moving right now, not making much ground though.
We've seen Eldon play I don't want to say stall game, but where they've tried to take minutes off of possessions to limit the other team from getting the basketball before.
Hardy, wing three, up off the iron, wouldn't go. Robertson the board. Fatima, every rebound sends somebody streaking down the opposite side. Corner three, given up for the Comets, won't go. Rebound winds up in Tam's hands.
Good box out there.
Yeah, Lincoln Salzman had the board. He got tackled.
I'm just extremely impressed. Like Fatima, they're in a transition setting, and their spacing is perfect. They've got a player in the corner ready to catch and shoot, and then a player on that like volleyball extended line area ready to set a screen on the zone. And this is in the transition. This isn't a set play. Like they just know how to play ball together. It's like they've been doing it for a long time. They probably have.
They have. That's what it is in Fatima. Girls and boys alike. You basically, you're born, and on day 2 of existence, they give you a basketball and say start working on it. Oh, gosh. Oh, Talon with the ball. 4:20 to play here in the second quarter of action. It's an 11-point Fatima lead, 20-9. Eldon, just being very patient. They're running 30, 45-second offensive sets, no issue.
Feels like something maybe you would have tried in the first quarter, right? But still, if you hit 3 threes like you did at the end of the last quarter, you might be back in the game.
Now Eldon going to go to a different spread here. Coach Caudell calling out a set.
Calling out a set and saying be smart as he calls it out.
Tam, spin move, nothing there. Drops it off. Salzman, he lines up a 3 off the iron, wouldn't go.
Tried to call boards for him, but
it almost got there. Just needed a smidge more. Fatima quickly the other way. We'll see if they run the slow-paced offense that Eldon did. Baseline, extra pass, 3, top of the key. Draws nothing. One team took 45 seconds on offense. The other took 4.5 seconds.
You gotta love that, right? It's that is probably the only beauty of not having a shot clock still is the different styles of play you'll see. And that set we saw last time with Eldon, we saw them run a lot last year with Hunter Hess. They run him across the court, right, and try to get him on the ball on the right wing, moving downhill as he's catching it and getting towards the basket. They just don't have anyone with the length and speed of Hunter.
I'd like to see, occasionally they do the overload with the backdoor lob. I'd like to see that for Cody Tam.
Might not be a bad idea. Struggling to score.
Oh, pass that's not there. They were going for Hines. It's picked off by Strumpf, and he's fouled by Hines. Just the first team foul on Eldon. First on Hines. The Eldon defense, though, has been solid. You've held Fatima to 20 points.
Yeah, especially when you've only scored 9. Think about how many turnovers there have been where Fatima should probably have 15 to 20 points off turnovers right now, and I think they probably only have 5 to 10. So you got to be happy about that. Your transition defense has been pretty solid. I was a little worried about it at the beginning because Fatima had 2 really good looks on transition, but so far, it's not been the worst it could be, and you haven't scored the basketball very well.
First appearance in the game for Mason Deerking. Oh, good offense, and Deerking immediately with a steal.
I feel like he always makes an immediate impact.
Mason's a great player. Hardy in the corner, up to Hull. Around to Salzman. Thought about the 3. Instead, he'll attack. Back out to Devin. Over to Tam. Talon. I wouldn't mind seeing him shoot the rock a little bit. He's got soft touch. Salzman out at the timeline. Or volleyball line, whatever you want to call it. Talon. He drives baseline, makes a little space inside to Deerking. Back out to Salzman. On the take. Tam, short corner, jumper up and good. That's Cody's shot.
It's really the first time we've seen a shot that wasn't completely contested on the inside for Eldon.
Oh, inside-out game for the Comets and a 3. Up and good. Knocked down by Blake Cleatherm as they drive baseline, dish it back to the top of the key. That's the best look from 3 you're going to get.
Yeah, no joke. It's just more natural that way. It's almost like you're getting a pass off the gun, right? Right from inside the circle, get a shot up, and do it a million times in practice. Good pass fake.
Hardy, 3 for the answer. It's off the front iron, no good. Rebound in the hands of Max Stukin. And the Comets, of course, want to run.
Oh, nice pass.
Underneath, Stukin blocked by Tam.
Tam has been a really big part of this defensive effort for Eldon this year. His length, it's not matched by many people.
Tam drives baseline, knocked off ball, works it around to Hardy, top of the key. Talon, left wing. Little hesitation, drives, long strides, takes the contact, nearly flips it in, but he'll shoot 2. Talon's got that little change of tempo.
I was wondering at what point we were going to see them, try to get to the basket a little bit, because really it's been all drive in, all right, there's someone there, step back out. No one really just tried to step through or Euro step or anything to get to the rack. Finally, Talon Hull just going through some contacts, and I'm going to get fouled. And Go to the line for 2.
First free throw's up and good. I am a firm believer Talon Holt does not yet know his full ability. Talon, I've watched him multiple times go to the rack, and he'll almost cup it like a running back and be able to just spin it off the glass. He's got a nice-looking jumper. I mean, the kid's just a junior. I still think there's a chance you work on that and get him a little more confident scoring. I know he's a facilitator, but he could be huge for this offense. A second free throw rattles out. 23-12, an 11-point Fatima lead, 1:20 to play in this second quarter of action. Got an update for Sales fell to Osage tonight. So it's about a 10-point game through and through. A backdoor lob to Matthew Robertson, put up and in. Fatima starting to find some holes in the Mustang defense. Ron found a hole in the cell phone service.
I did. Happens to all of us, right?
Tam attacking from the left wing. It's taken away. He goes to Talon. 45 seconds to play. Talon back to Cody. Hardy tries to penetrate. There's a little weave offense here from Eldon.
Are you really mad if you take the last shot here? I mean, keep it within 10 to 13, and you played probably your worst offensive half of basketball of the year, and you're still right in it? Like, I don't know that you're just too mad about it.
No, and that looks like the case here as Talon just going to hold on. Now the pressure comes from Fatima. They send 2, and they foul.
Timeout.
Oh,
Not a
excuse
smart
me.
timeout. You had one spare. I mean, had 4 going into halftime. Why not take one?
So Coach Caudell going to draw a little something up here, try to get some points before the half. 25-12. Like I said, you don't necessarily feel bad giving up 25. I mean, that's
a good half, especially against a team like Fatima. You just find a way to score basketball.
It is weird. Fatima did not score the rock well here during the Eldon tournament. Only scored 38 against Camdenton. I was trying to remember Eldon to right around 40 as well. But that's also just a credit to the defense.
Yeah.
Oh, Mizzou back in action tomorrow night. They've knocked off back-to-back ranked teams, find themselves number 15 in the nation. And tomorrow, their reward, you go to number 4 Tennessee. Head on into the Volunteers' house. You slap them in the mouth in their own house, you may be looking at a top 10 ranking.
Is there a bad team in the SEC this year? Let's just be honest. No. There isn't.
There's not.
I think it's better that way. I really do.
Deer King, he was looking to go across court. It's picked off by Robertson. Fatima going to try to grow this lead with 7 seconds to go. Robertson resets. 5 seconds to go. 4 seconds. Fatima looks a little confused. Robertson gives it up. 3 off the front iron. Wouldn't go. We played one half. 25-12. Fatima leads by 13. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Hi, I'm Colton Taylor, and I use Versailles Total Fitness. Their 24-hour access makes it easy for me to fit gym time into my busy schedule. I love how spacious and versatile their gym is. With a wide selection of free weights, cable machines, and all the cardio equipment you could need, I have plenty of options to help me stay in shape to cover our local sports teams. They work hard to provide a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. Join me and everyone else at Versailles Total Fitness in becoming a healthier you. Versailles Total Fitness at 31 North Monroe, or give them a call at 573-789-6800.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and welcome to Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales. Do you need a trailer to get your boat out of the water? Maybe just a replacement trailer. Or considering selling your boat and you know a trailer will help get it done. We carry 11 lines of high-quality boat trailers, and if we don't have what you need, we also build our very own line of custom aluminum boat trailers. Thanks to everyone that's been by or just heard of us and gave us a referral. From my family to yours, we can't thank you enough.
Martin Metal, just outside of Versailles, Missouri, is proud to announce the operation of our new laminated post-production plant. We now offer our customers high-quality glued, nailed, and planed 3-ply, 4-ply, and 5-ply columns. Yellow pine and treated 2x6 and 2x8 constructed. These posts won't split, warp, or twist and are backed by a 50-year warranty against rotten decay. Order by the job, the bundle, or the truckload, as we offer delivery in Missouri and across the heartland of America. Call Martin Metal to find out more. 573-378-4050 and move your project forward with Martin Metal.
Sold-out crowd at RE/MAX Arena, Lake of the Ozarks, and Winter Shelton's got 5 seconds left to win this deal. Can they pull it off? Inbound passes to Shelton at the top of the key. They try to double team him. Shelton crosses over the competition with some razzle-dazzle. 2-1. He shoots the game winner. And it's Winter Shelton for the win! Shelton is crushing it.
When buying
or real estate, put the ball in Winter Shelton's hands for the game winner.
Winter Shelton's crushing it, yeah.
For something I think it's usually doing.
Well, that's Britt. How are you doing, Britt?
Good.
She's getting
What?
something from the concession stand.
We're live on the air when you're still talking.
I know, but you gotta remember, I can't hear. I didn't know.
That's fair. I'm sorry. That's on us, Britt. So for those, we're going to pull the curtain back here. We can hear Mark in our headphones during the break. While you're hearing commercials, we're conversating with Mark and each other. The problem is there's something weird with our mixer here, and Ryan and I can hear Mark, but Britt cannot.
I was like, Britt, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then it makes way more sense.
I know I can't hear nothing.
The moral of this is we're setting Britt up for failure and laughing at her because that's what we do.
I was going to say, we were looking at her like she was an idiot, and she was looking at us like we were just the worst people on the planet. So.
Well, she's not wrong. So that's... Oh, goodness. It is halftime here at Eldon. 25-12 is the Fatima lead. Ryan, I mean, turnovers, first off, a problem for the Mustangs early in this game. But then on top of that, offense is hard to come by. I mean, 9 of their 12 points came in about a minute and a half flurry.
Yeah, I was really worried whenever they scored those 9 quick points at the end of the first quarter. And you're probably like, worried. They finally scored 9 points. Yes, but I was worried they were falling in love with the 3-pointer. And I think there was a stretch there at the beginning of the second quarter that they did. But then getting the ball on the inside, Cody Tam got a bucket. Talon Hole gets to the rack. Maybe it's something they talk about in the halftime locker room. Hey, let's not live and die by the 3. Or on the flip side, what if you said, we've had a really tough time tonight without one of our better scorers. If you get an open 3, just shoot it. What if they just shot 43s in the second half and might be a good way to try to come back in this one. I don't know.
Here's the thing, Ryan. I'm the wrong guy to ask that because my answer for threes is always going to be take another. There's an old story. We got time to kill here, so I'll tell it. Coach O bounced around, and at one point in time, he was at Green Ridge, and they were playing Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart was loaded. I think that was the year they went undefeated, won the state title, and had a couple kids that came up from a prep academy. Nonetheless, they were up, I want to say 30-something on Green Ridge in the half, and he always told me that he basically told his boys, if you got a 3, let it go. What we got to lose in this game? We're down 30. Shoot every 3 you get your hands on. And in the fourth quarter, it was a 6-point game. It's like one of those, maybe you lose by 50, or maybe you get hot-handed and you win.
And with the way that Coach Caudell has coached this season, I think about their game against Smith Cotton. Like, they kind of came out with that fast-paced, like, hey, let's try to come back in this one rather than let's try to score control. So I don't think he's worried about keeping it within 5. It's lost, it's a loss. It's a win, it's a win.
And I say all of that. Coach Caudell is a disciplined coach. He's I don't think he's playing this as a, hey, we can't come back. It's only, let's be clear, it's a 13-point game. Like, I do think he's in there scheming some ways to get his guys open and going to get some looks. And if you're Eldon, these first 3 minutes of the second half are going to be huge because Fatima is trying to come with that knockout punch.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you've got to have a counter of your own. So I think the start of this one's going to be a big deal. But, Ryan, talking about big deals, knockout punches, and great players, we got to take a minute to talk about Mizzou. Mizzou puts down 2 ranked teams to start this 4-game skid. They went and they beat the Ole Miss Rebels. Then they turned around and they beat Mississippi State. Basically, the whole state of Mississippi doesn't like Mizzou now. Now they've got to go on the road tomorrow to Tennessee to take on the number 4 Vols. And then the reward for all of that is on Saturday. They are at home with number 10, Texas A&M. If Mizzou would win tomorrow and win on Saturday, I feel very confident saying they're looking at a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament.
I think so too. I think the resume right now as is probably good enough to get the tournament. Obviously, you got to take care of business a few more times. Yeah, they're probably in. Right now, I know that Joe Leonardi's got them as a 7 seed. I think they end up being a 3 seed. I do. It's not crazy to say they're a 2 seed.
Here's my beef with the seeding thing where they talk about that, because I saw a thing today that had Kansas as a 3 seed,
right,
when Mizzou is a 7. In the rankings, Mizzou is 15th, Kansas is 16th with their 5 or 6 losses, one of them being us.
Right. I think that, but when push comes to shove, Mizzou will be a top 4 seed.
I think they should be. Now, it doesn't matter. You can put Mizzou as the 1, as the 16, as the 8, the 5, the 4. But the problem is you throw Norfolk State or some other team you haven't heard of at us, we're going to lose by 20. I just don't get it.
You know what? Call me crazy. But if I wanted one man to lead me into a March Madness game, and I'm not, you're thinking I'm going for Dennis Gates here. I'm going for Dennis Gates. Give me Caleb Grill. Are you kidding me? That is the kind of guy.
Bad man.
He's had a great year, but he's the kind of guy that goes into March and turns it on, and everyone just loves him across the country. You know what? A lot of people probably never heard of him because they only watch in March, and then all of a sudden everyone's Caleb Grill fans.
Well, yeah, the first time you see him pull one from the volleyball line like it's nothing.
The one he drilled from the logo against Mississippi State was dangerous.
So, with these shots, highest three-point percentage out there, too. Yeah. I mean, it's a thing of beauty right now. I love Caleb Grill. I love the squad. But to be with that, I love Coach Gates.
Me too.
There's something about looking to the sideline and you see Coach Gates with the suit and tie on. It's nice. I trust the man because he'll also get fired up for his boys at the same time. It's a wild time at Mizzou. Then on Sunday, there is a football game being played down in New Orleans. That is the Superdome, by the way. You know domes, the thing that Patrick Mahomes doesn't ever lose in. Literally, he's never lost in a dome in his career.
That's insane. I did not know that was a stat.
Oh, 7 years, and he hasn't found a dome he didn't like. Going up against a Philadelphia squad that is all based around Saquon Barkley, that bad man.
That's going to be a good one.
Did you see the shot he took at the Giants, by the way?
I didn't.
Yeah, they had Jameis Winston doing interviews.
Oh, no, I did see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where should I go next year? I think New York needs a quarterback. Oh, man.
Drew Lock's going to be the quarterback of the future.
I love Drew Lock.
I don't think they want him anywhere, or he wants to be anywhere near that program. Look, I think that it comes down to one position group, other than obviously you have the Patrick Mahomes factor. That's not going to be a problem. If the linebacker core for the Chiefs plays a good game, you got Leo Chanel, Drew Tranquil.
Nick Bolton.
Yeah, Nick Bolton is going to be the biggest name, probably going to have a spy on Hurts. I think that's the biggest position group because Barkley's going to get his, but when he gets to the second level, is he breaking tackles?
That's my big thing. I keep hearing the Barkley's going to get his. I don't know that that's a true statement because something happens every year in the playoffs where when Kansas City gets fed a top-tier running back, we put him down. For years, it was King Henry out in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we've dealt with Lamar in the Ravens run game. And my big factor is Philly's O-line is not as good as it was 2 years ago.
You're not wrong.
I firmly believe that. And not to mention, our defensive line. Our defensive line is on one leg. All I need to see is in the beginning of the game, when the national anthem is sung and that camera pans around, is Chris Jones crying. If Chris Jones is crying, put the money down on red because Kansas City will not lose that game. If Big Chris is crying.
That's the truth. And I'm really excited. Not to just be like, oh, we need to push past the Super Bowl, but I'm excited to see what the future holds for this Chiefs team. Like, what direction they go in with some of these players. I mean, you got Chris Jones is coming up on a dealer. Does he have one more year?
Oh, no, he's all locked up. The problem is Trey Smith the question is, do you get Trey? Nick Bolton's contract will be up.
McDuffie?
He's got another year, but they may get him early.
Yeah.
They may get him early. There's even rumors of could the Chiefs restructure Mahomes' deal because right now Trey Smith, it's going to be do you keep Trey or Nick? And, I mean, that's a tough one. Plus, we got to look left tackle, which, by the way, Joe Tooney someday is going to go to camp. That's almost undisputed at this point. When he does, part of his speech part of the talk about him needs to be, by the way, guys, he played center for a while. He was an all-pro left guard. Then he was an all-pro caliber left tackle. I don't think people truly appreciate how difficult it is. They think, he just moved a step over. No. Playing left tackle and left guard, night and day difference.
Completely different.
Either way, there's a basketball game going on, too.
Is there?
Eldon down 13, first possession of this second half as we enter the American Sun Control third quarter of action. Bayshore in the short corner on the left side. Comets in that 2-3 zone. Goes back to Talon out at the logo. Eldon going to kind of reset here, try to spread it out around.
I thought maybe we were going to see the backdoor lob play at some point. It looked like maybe they were setting it up. But
sometimes they rock you to sleep for it. Instead, Talon a wing three, up and good. Like I said earlier, I would love to see Talon shoot the rock a little more.
Well, and they controlled the tempo in that possession. That was my key to the game way back at the very beginning of the game, and then everything went so fast. Here's the three.
Yeah, no one stopped ball. That's the problem, is Logan Cleatherm just walked right down into a three for the answer.
So many threats, and they don't usually dribble the ball up the court. So whenever they finally do, you kind of forget that you do have to stop ball against this team and just fire a three away. Talon shot at a high percentage, too.
Oh, yeah. Talon controlling the offense, gives it to Hardy. He needs help, finds Bayshore on the left wing. Up to Cody Tam. Back to Bayshore. Back out to Rhett. Little two-man game. Now Talon drives baseline. Skips it out. Hines, corner three. Got it. Hot-handed to start the second half. Back-to-back threes, and we're back at a 10-point game.
Inside-out three. Talked about it earlier, just like you're shooting off the gun up.
But once again, Fatima steps into a three. This one off the back iron, and Oh, man, I was watching that. Rhett tried to get him with the forearm shiver and was battling for space, and they're going to say that Rhett grabbed him out there. He was fighting with a bigger player for position. I kind of like it.
Yeah, and you got a rare miss right there. Wanted to try to battle for a rebound. That was an important rebound. Ends up going back. I like Rhett trying to guard the taller player right there, jumping up in his face.
Xavier tries a three halfway down for the Comets. It's tipped.
Got to anyways.
And Bayshore the board. Bunch of 6'3", 6'4" guys down there, and Rhett Bayshore gets the rebound because why not? Rhett, jump stop inside. Couple spins on the pivot, drops it off to Hardy. Works it around. Tam on the right wing. He'll drive. Short corner, step back, jumper. Oh, off the iron rattle, but wouldn't fall. Xavier Stukin the board.
That's Tam's spot, and I think he's been, wanting to get a shot up here the past few possessions.
Oh, three launched. Contested, won't go for the Comets. Bayshore another board, so it's a 10-point game. Mustangs with the ball.
And it feels advantage Mustangs if they can get Fatima to kind of fall in love with three-pointer, right, and take a lot of those shots. They've shot it well.
When something happens at the high school level, when you slow down your offense, make somebody play defense for 45 seconds in a minute, they almost get trigger happy on the other end. Yeah,
they want to get a shot up really fast, and I think controlling this tempo. So there's a foul here on Fatima. I think controlling the tempo is big.
Cody tried to split the defenders, and Matthew Robertson got caught reaching in. Eldon will inbounds under their own basket. Bucket here could put it back at single digits. Tam Hole a little trouble getting in. Finds Tam in the corner. Resets with Hardy over to Bayshore. I'm a little surprised. They keep trying to post Talon Hole up on Max Stukin. I mean, there's not a distinct size advantage, really.
Yeah, they're not in foul trouble. Only person in foul trouble in this game is Rhett Bayshore with three.
Oh, good inbounds to Tam. His wraparound layup a little too strong. Board pulled in by Max Stukin.
It's a frustrating one right there, right? You call it up perfectly, finally get in the right position, and then just can't finish. That's going to be a tough finish either way.
Thought about stepping into a three. Instead, the Comets going to be patient, driving baseline, extra pass, but fouled on the baseline was Max Stukin. I think might be Cody with push. It was indeed.
You can give credit to Xavier Stukin right there, sealing his defender and then screening so that the ball dribbler, wow.
And just lost on the inbound, Matthew Robertson, the lay-in.
Don't see that one every single day. And I think, was Eldon in man there? On the
may have been.
You don't see him in man all the time.
Three for the Mustangs off the iron, wouldn't go for Hardy. Fatima looking to run. Bayshore racing down the floor to take the angle away from Robertson. He gives it up. Corner three for the Comets off the iron, no good. Fight for the board. Saved back by Xavier Stukin into Bayshore's hands.
Got numbers.
Red wants to run with those numbers. Dishes it off. Hardy, corner three off the front iron. Long board to Talon. Back to Bayshore. Fires it underneath to Cody, who lays it up and in.
It's a really nice find there by Bayshore. He could have been overwhelmed there because the pass he received wasn't great, but kept his eyes up.
Oh, good hands by Tamer. That would have been an easy two for the Comets. We're back in a 10-point game. The Mustangs are getting stops.
Yeah.
Just like I said, struggling to get the offense on the other end.
A few more buckets. And all of a sudden, a game that looked like it was probably not a chance you were coming back into it in the first quarter.
Now, this started 13-0 Fatima.
Yeah. It's now worked out pretty well. And you're scoring early here in the third quarter. First two quarters in 6-minute score.
Oh, good ball movement by the Comets. Quarter three off the iron. We go Talon the board. Started 13-0. Since then, the Mustangs have outscored Fatima 20 to 17.
20-17. I was going to say, I was trying to do the math with you there. Took me a minute. Neither of us claim to be mathematicians.
No, not even close. I use my hands and fingers to count. Hines on the corner. Boy, Talon is fighting hard down low to post up. Bayshore inside. Gives it up to Devin. Over to Talon. Get the feeling Talon's really been wanting the ball lately. I want to see what he can do here as they overload the right side. But Tam flashes down low, trying to post Robertson, but he'll just flare out to the wing.
Looks like they're a little unsure as to what they're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Caudill's going to take time out.
Little confusion. Coach wants to talk it over. 10-point game, 30 to 20. 3:28 to play in the American Sun Control third quarter. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Since 1882, the Bank of Versailles has been locally owned and operated. Lending decisions are made right here in our community by people who understand real estate in the area. The Bank of Versailles is your local home and farm loan specialist, offering knowledgeable staff and competitive fixed rates that are hard to beat. The Bank of Versailles, building relationships with the people in our local community for 142 years. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And back in the American Sun Control third quarter of action. Britt's upset with us. Britt's always upset with us.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say this isn't anything new, but at least it's not directly our fault for once.
No, that's true. I know this is how Spencer feels all the time. The poor guy, he doesn't know what he did wrong. He just knows he's in trouble and just assumes he should be getting ready to apologize.
Ooh, Britt, what did you get from the concession?
I got a Reese's and a water.
And a water?
Yeah.
Clinton got us some amazing popcorn earlier.
Apparently, Britt went to the Bronx to get that water. Oh.
Man, I interviewed a coach from the Bronx whenever I went down to Springfield to do that one thing. And, you know, he was the meanest, nice guy I've ever met in my life. He told me that he was going to take the kids he had on the floor, ship them to another country, and bring in new kids because they didn't deserve to play.
That's
like,
the coach.
Wow.
Talon's take is blocked by the comments, and they want to run. That's a travel.
Yeah, can't do that.
That's a lot of travel.
Yeah. Trying to travel with the kids to the other country. That's all it was, man. You got a little dance on the bench from the Eldon Mustangs. They're happy they got a turnover. Back to a 10-point game. I mean, come on.
Zach Hole down there providing the entertainment. Yeah, the Mustangs, they've been trying to break through to single digits. Chance to do that now. You get this down to single digits. Plenty of time left. Hines, three. Just off the front iron. Looked good all the way. Fatima races back. Ran off the corner. Fired to the high post.
Wow.
Kick back out. Corner three. Clee Thermos up and good. Every time Eldon makes a step in the right direction, Fatima takes two the other way.
Is that Phil Jackson offense right there? A little triangle action, like up top, high post, corner three.
What was the OC? Was it Tex Winters or something like that?
Yeah.
Mid-range jumper from Tam off the front iron. Bayshore the offensive board. His little flip shot won't go. Clee Thermos the board.
I'm going to sound like a terrible color commentator right now. Is he left-handed?
I don't know, but he just stiff-armed Bayshore into next week. Blew a tire, goes out of bounds, and it'll be Fatima ball. Yeah, Coach Caudell is looking at the ref. Like he literally ran by and threw Bayshore onto the floor. Like
I don't know. That was odd. I was referring to Rhett Bayshore, though. He took the shot left-handed down there. Is he left-handed?
Yeah, I
guess I have no clue.
To be fair, Rhett doesn't shoot a lot. He mainly just plays defense and goes 100 miles per hour.
It's true, and he got fouled.
Eldon got lost on the inbounds again. Xavier Stukin with the layup attempt is fouled by Tam.
Yeah, I can't tell if Fatima has something on tape that they're finding to get these. I mean, they've had multiple baseline out-of-bounds plays that are wide open.
I tell you what, this is his first free throw is short. This is one, and I mean, the game's still a lot of game to go. Eldon very much in this game. But if you're a Mustang fan, you're sitting here going, man, if Britton doesn't turn his ankle, how is this game going right now?
Seriously. I mean, it's not over by any means, like you said, but
it's just without that big body facilitator in the middle of the floor, it changes so much.
Well, and part of the problem down the stretch is now Cody Tam has 3 fouls. Rhett Bayshore has 3 fouls. Like, you're running into trouble, and how deep is your bench with one of your better players gone?
Second free throw is good. Makes it a 14-point game, 34-20 with 2 minutes to play here in the American Sun Control third quarter and our Martin Metal broadcast. By the way, you're listening to tonight's broadcast on KTKS Versailles Element, the Lake of the Ozarks. 95.1 FM, online, lakeradio.com, and streaming at MoSportsZone.com and on the new MoSportsZone app. And that is a foul on the Comets.
It's nothing that fires me up quite like a legal ID.
I tell you what, man, it gets the juices flowing. Tam, the inbounder. Finds Deer King, Salzman. Talon runs off the screen. Goes over to Hardy. Hardy had a steam, stops on a dime, gives it to Mason. Talon back into Deer King. Go to work, Mason. Come on. Instead, back out to Talon. I still think Deer King can work on that block. He just doesn't know it yet.
I think he's got a little bit of size advantage right now, too, in terms of strength. Maybe I'm wrong.
Damn, what a spin. Hangs in the air. Oh, shot just off the right side. And, of course, leaking out are the Comets. Hardy back defensively, and the shot laid up and in. Max Stukin, biggest lead of the game now at 16.
That was a really nice move there from Max.
Salzman is fouled on the fast break.
Going to see Zach Holcheck into the game.
I'm here for it. If Zach gets a look from 3, it's a good one. Let it go.
Why not? Down 16. Can't generate some offense. It's not like he's small either. He can shoot over varsity defenders probably the same way he can a JV defender.
Zach to Talon. By the way, absolutely no relation. Same class, same town, no relation between the two holes.
What?
Yep.
This is Eldon.
I know.
Not, I mean, weird.
I asked Coach Claudel, and he's like, nope, no relation at all. They just happen to be the same age, same town, same last name. And it's not like a super common last name either. Deer King, shot fake, strong take, partially blocked. Fatima wants to run. Devin Hardy back playing safety, knocks it out of bounds.
He's pretty good at that. Unfortunately, in basketball, it does go all the way down to the other end when it goes out of bounds. Football had been a nice play.
Oh, would have
Still
been
a nice play in basketball. That I'm like actually mad now. I feel like I've been lied to about the whole. Like no one. We have
I know. I just found out today. Everything I know is a lie. I'm gonna have to start asking other schools questions now.
Yes.
Oh, strong take inside. Matthew Robertson gets the lay-in, and it's an 18-point game. I need to call Tipton. I need to know, are Ava and Dane Schlotzauer actually siblings? Are they really twins?
Well, I mean, like right here, like what if the Stukins just weren't related?
Yeah, maybe that's just a common name out there, like Smith and Brown and Stukin. 3, Hardy, top of the key.
And Hardy. Give me Devin Hardy. Come on.
Devin Hardy, we saw his half-sister tearing it up the other day. His sister, Mackenzie Ward, putting on a clinic. Oh, a 3 for the answer from the Comets off the front iron. Long rebound. Second chance 3 won't go. We've played 3. It's a 15-point Comet lead, 38-23. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
As a new year rolls in, it's time for everyone's favorite thing, taxes. Okay, while it may not be our favorite thing, it's something we have to do. Jason Blankenship, CPA, LLC, is here to take the stress out of tax time. Whether it's W-2 and 1099 filing or business and individual taxes, the staff at Jason Blankenship, CPA, LLC, is here to help with all your payroll, accounting, and tax needs. Give us a call at 573-557-2417 or stop in and see us at 401 East North Street in Eldon.
I thought the Eldon Band was playing this, but I'm starting to think this is over the speakers now that I say that. Either way.
I wonder if that's the Eldon Band recording, though. It sounds like the Eldon Band.
The Eldon Band's been very impressive tonight. So has the Fatima Comets shooting display. Honestly, the Mustang defense is very good as well. It's 38-23, a 15-point lead. It's just, call it what it is. Brittany Hart is hurt tonight. And when you take out one of the most important parts of your offense, I mean, I would like to know as far as percentage of plays that Britton touches the ball in a game for Eldon.
It's got to be almost every single one of them.
Oh, it's in the 90s. If Britton's on the floor, he's getting a touch each possession. Now he's not out there because your offense is a little slower. It's 38-23, a 15-point game. I'm not sitting here trying to say, hey, Britton Hart's all this team has, because he's not. But when guys are used to playing in a certain style and fashion, they know how to get their looks, and you take a key cog out of that wheel, it changes everything.
It does, but I think that you learned something as well from it. And honestly, I was worried more about the defensive effort than I was the offensive effort, taking out a big body. But Eldon's played really good defense.
Eldon in a 2-3. Fatima. Oh, a little no-look pass from Matthew Roberts, and it no-looked its way all the way to Mason Deerking. Devin Hardy will reset. Over to Talon. Devin, shot fake, makes space, steps into a 3, just wouldn't climb the iron. I think his toe was on the line anyways, that's why it didn't go.
That's exactly what it was. It's like on video games where you got a really good 3-point percentage, but not a good 2-point percentage.
Exactly, changes everything. Oh, a deep 3 from the Comets off the front iron. Deer King wrestles around, gets the board, gives it to Tam.
I really thought Deer King was going to go up and shoot that. I don't know why.
Oh, Zach Hull, high archer from the corner, won't go. It got altered by the defense of Cleathermos. Robertson, another fancy pass. This one hits the iron and won't go. Hull may have it. Fatima has it. It's on the floor, taken away. Robertson looked like he was going to dunk and instead did a lay-in.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw that.
I'm very confused on a lot of things that have taken place in the last 36 seconds.
And back on the other end, Deer King had drop step, and I was like, he is about to shoot that basketball. And it was a pass. And
yeah.
I'm the one that looks stupid, but
Hull goes to Dierking in the corner. Screens down for Hardy. Tam now with it on the right wing. Hesitates. Go to the mid-range. Hardy will attack. And the ball just kept going after Devin stopped. Wound up in the hands of a Comet. Robertson, skip pass. Corner three. Clee Thermos off the iron. Rebound controlled by Dierking. Head to Hardy. Hardy hesitation. Knocked off the Euro. Throws it at the iron. It won't go.
And Hardy's your senior leader. He's your guy. Kind of knowing that he needs to attack right there. I know they didn't have numbers, but when you're down 17 in the fourth quarter, you don't really have the luxury of picking and choosing when you're going to attack in transition. You just go. I figured they'd call that shooting foul.
Kyle Hines back into the game. Talon Hole goes low to Tam. Tam fighting to make space. A lot of contact. Play on. I think Tam probably got fouled on that shot, but
to be
that
fair,
also
they
may have
haven't
been a
called a lot of fouls in this game. Neither team's made the bonus in any of the quarters.
Inside out game from Fatima. Ran off the three-point line. Now back at the high post. Looking for a back cut. Not there. Worked outside to Clee Thermos. Extra pass to Stukin. Back inside. Max Stukin. Reverse layup with a little flare. Falls.
How?
Magic. They're Comets. They're basically a shooting star.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
That was a nice take.
Tam on the right wing. It's a 19-point game. Eldon just offensively struggling tonight. Only 23 points on the evening. I'm not trying to take away from the Comets and say it's not their defense as Hardy lines up a wing three, but it's more of the lack of Eldon offense.
Yeah.
Robertson looking to attack. A little floater middle of the lane won't go. Rebound tipped out to Hull. Looking to run. He fires to Zach Hull, who saves it back to Hardy. Back to Talon. He'll think about it. Fire the three off the dribble. Off the front iron wouldn't go. Xavier Stukin the board. Leads the fast break. Robertson. He loves to just whip it behind him without looking, and that one will get him an assist as Logan Clee Thermos knocks it down.
That's a well-deserved assist right there. That's a nice pass. Basically creating an inside-out three without ever actually getting a paint touch.
22-point lead now. It's been much closer than this all evening. This game has gone really fast, by the way.
Like I said, there are not a lot of foul calls.
I mean, it's 8:20.
What time do we start?
7:30.
Damn.
Three from Hull off the iron. Talon the board. I guess I'm going to start saying Zach and Talon instead of Hull. Zach tries another three off the same mark. Won't go. Tipped around. Controlled by Xavier Stukin.
I don't hate Zach shooting some threes, though. That's the whole reason you're in the game. I mean,
Xavier's runner won't go. He gets his own miss. Goes to put it back, and he is fouled.
Xavier Stukin just being a junior. It's a pretty, I don't want to say pretty young. You got 4 seniors, but
I'm excited for this.
For a while.
We're about to see for the first time in this game. Oh, that's terrible. I need to find his name, Mr. Whittle.
I don't even have his name on my sheet.
Well, he generally does not play varsity. Landon Whittle, 6'6" freshman.
You know, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. Get him all the playing experience you can. He's 6'6", and he moves well, actually, for 6'6". He doesn't, sometimes you get a young kid that big, they kind of look like an awkward giraffe. As Whittle, nice box out even. They shore the board.
And they get him in the weight room.
That's what I'm saying.
Eat on his bones.
All the protein he can get.
Yeah.
Underneath to Whittle. He gets the defender in the air, spins. Left hand up and in. Welcome into the game, Mr. Whittle.
That's a nice take.
But look at the footwork there. Oh, now Stukin trying to go back at him. Extra pass underneath to Max. Trying to pass again, and he did, right to Talon.
The first bucket of the fourth quarter for Eldon comes from the freshman. That's kind of nice.
Oh, it really is, especially if your coach Caudell said, I can work with that. Bay Shore knocked off ball. It's picked up by Fatima. They want to run. Hardy back defensively. Squares up. Layup won't go. Tipped, controlled by the Comets. They'll try a three off the front iron. No good. Offensive board put up and in. Matthew Robertson.
We're going to see a time. Well, this is going to be a substitution timeout.
No, that was the Macarena. I am 99% positive.
Britt laughed at him. Yeah. Or she was fake laughing at us. I can't tell.
This guy only knows one part of the Macarena, though. I'm very disappointed. He did not practice.
He didn't do the rest.
I have questions now. Is Fatima going to go to their bench as they're up 20 with 3:06 to play here in the Jason Blankenship fourth quarter? I need to know if Landon Whittle can dunk.
I mean,
well, he's 6'6". He's got an athletic build. I mean,
what? Is he bringing the ball up the court?
Yeah, why not, man? He's 6'6". He's a point guard. Let's go. He can handle it a little bit.
It's not bad.
I mean, for a 6'6" freshman, I'll take it. Oh, now he's going right to the post up. Hardy pulls a three first. Rebound Comets.
I would like to see him give the big man the ball.
Oh, yeah, feed him. They go right at Whittle. Good defense. Shot won't go. Tam the board. We got some here in Landon.
He might be Landon
with the coolest haircut on the floor.
That's why we're fans of him.
Three from Hull. Talon's three off the mark. Tam keeps it alive, but it's recovered by Bryce Weiberg. I don't know if it's true, but I was told that Landon is a big Dennis Rodman fan.
No, I don't see anything on his body that would give that away.
He's got the spider web hairdo going on there. Actually, it's not spider web now. I don't know what it is, but it's...
That's Dennis Rodman. I mean,
oh, yeah, Dennis would be proud. Now, you got to have about 20 rebounds if you're going to imitate Dennis Rodman. Climb to the bleachers once in a while. Fatima in the short corner, stripped by Tam on the floor, picked back up by Lubert.
He's willing to get down and guard, too, into a stance right away.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Get the kids some protein shakes and show them where the weight room's at. And by the time he's a junior, he may be dunking on somebody, especially if he's still growing. He's just a freshman.
To have that height.
I don't know if there's any connection, but if Mr. Whittle is related to the folks that own Whittle's Pub and Grub here in Eldon, let me tell you, that's the best tenderloin you're ever going to have. It's like that.
Tenderloin.
Dude, sometime come down, we're going to Whittle's. It's I'm not kidding. Neither of us will be able to eat in one setting. I did one time. Oh, my gosh, couldn't move for a week.
For the rest of the week.
It was worth it. So good. But either way, Mr. Whittle needs to spend some time in Whittle's. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Comets. 1:32 to play. 22-point lead. I mean, that's not being rude. He's just a freshman. When you grow it to 6'6" as a freshman, you're going to have a little bit of a skinnier build.
Seriously.
Shaq was skinny once in his life.
Was he?
Very briefly when he was a 6'9" point guard. Not making that up.
I know you're not.
Oh, good defense again by Whittle. Shot won't go, and Bayshore hauls it in. Rhett going to bring it up the floor. 1:20 to go. Whittle screen. Rhett attacks, hangs in the air, flips it off the glass with the left hand up and in.
That's a nice take right there for Rhett.
I like it. When Rhett gets downhill, he can really do some work. And look at him, full court pressure here. And that's a turnover. That's great. Rhett kept the hands up, played with his chest. The Comet blew a tire against him. Ball back to the Mustangs.
And the Eldon players, like, you tell how much they respect Coach Caudill, because it's easy. It's 24 games. There's a minute left, and you just stop playing. But Coach Caudill is still coaching, and they're still playing high-intensity defense. And you got to respect that on all phases.
Hardy spin move loses it in the midst of a triple team. It's a tie-up. Boy, we're done blowing whistles. Yeah. That's racing back the way are the Comets. Bayshore, another steal. It's knocked out of bounds. No, Comets keep it alive. Trap in the corner. Driving baseline. Won't go. Whittle there on the tie-up. Jump ball going to be called as Whittle is fighting with Weiberg.
There's the whistle. I wasn't sure if anyone still had one. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, not even hating. I mean, I respect it. We're all trying to...
A minute ago, like, guys, this has been a very fast game. Let's just keep that up.
We're going to get out of here in under an hour.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane.
Salzman uses the Whittle screen. Little pick and roll game back to Whittle. He's in the midst of a double team. Oh, they do get the strip. I can't blame him. I triple team him too. And I think Fatima is just going to hold this to end the game. So the Comets pick up a win 47-27. They win by 20 over the Mustangs. They pick up their 11th win of the season. Mustangs lose a tough one here. Injuries definitely playing a factor.
Yeah, no doubt.
We'll talk it over more in our postgame show coming up next. 47-27 the final. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Aye, Captain! The seas of the Ozarks are too rough! Me and crew can't secure the screens and railings! She'll never be installed right! She ain't sturdy, Captain! Rest
Rest assured, you'll see calmer seas this winter. And have American Sun Control secure powder-coated railings and screens for shade, too. While the lake is calm this winter, let American Sun Control install your dock and deck screens and railings. Come in, call, and look them up online and Facebook. American Sun Control.
Since 1944, Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company, Morgan County's only locally owned lumber yard, has been providing the area with quality building materials needed for its building, remodeling, and repair projects. Because customer care is Carpenter Gunther's #1 goal, your project is always their priority. They take as much pride in your project as you do. Reach them at 378-4433 Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30, and 8 to noon on Saturday. Carpenter Gunther, where they put the home in hometown business.
Have you ever gone into panic mode because you reach into your wallet and your debit card is not there? Hi, this is Ryan Pryor from Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles. With the Umbrella app on your mobile phone, you can block your debit card with a quick tap of a button. 5 minutes later, you remember that it's in your pocket. No problem. Just go back in and unblock your card, and now it's business as usual. Ask us how you can enroll. Member FDIC.
A hometown bank, a hometown friend.
The Morgan County Health Center in Versailles reminds you can help your child have a healthy future. Encourage them to get 1 hour or more of physical activity every day and limit screen time to 2 hours at most. Time spent in front of a screen watching TV or playing video games means less time being active. Make sure they get 3 servings of low or no-fat milk or yogurt every day, 4 servings of water, not sugary drinks, and 5 servings or more of fruit and vegetables. Healthy habits lead to a healthy future. A message from the Morgan County Health Center in Versailles.
Back with the Bank of Versailles post-game show. Tough loss for the Mustangs. They fall 47-27 to the Fatima Comets, joined now by the head coach of the Eldon Mustangs, Coach Nathaniel Caudell. Coach Caudell, defensively, I thought your boys got after it tonight, played some great moments out there, but the offense seemed to step slow tonight. What'd you see from a coach's perspective?
We just had a lot of guys that were playing positions that they haven't been accustomed to playing in the year. You get this deep in the year, and you kind of get used to your role. And whenever you have a starter that goes out and a pretty significant one at that does a lot of things for us offensively. Maybe I think we kind of take for granted what he did. It may not just be points, but there are other ways. And so other guys having to step up and saw some good things in that tonight too. And so again, kind of stinks in that, but at the same point, right, it's a learning experience. It's a growth experience for a lot of other guys, getting to play, more significant minutes in a little bit different role. That's going to help us later, this season and on into, seasons upcoming.
As the game went on, we got to see some new faces out there, as you mentioned. And as the seasons went on, we've seen some guys see increased minutes off the bench. And one that's really stood out to me, actually, is Mason Deerking. And I saw it again tonight. While he's on the floor, he may not light up the scoreboard always, but it seems like he does a lot of the dirty work for you guys underneath the rebounding and whatnot. How important is it to you to have those maybe 6, 7, 8 guys off the bench being able to get big minutes in a game like tonight?
Oh, it's huge. You never know what's going to happen in the course of the season. You have things like we had where you get one of your players that goes down, or and unfortunately we've had a couple of those, right? We lost Preston Sapp early, and so our lineups have changed a lot from what we thought, coming into season. And so to have guys that are just willing to work hard and do whatever's asked of them is huge. And Mason is definitely one of those guys. Zach Hull, Rhett Bayshore, those guys have been huge for us. Lincoln Salzman, as a senior coming in this year, has been huge. And Kyle Hines, right? Kyle has done a lot of good things for us and in a starting role. But again, it's not something he was accustomed to, right? And so we got a lot of good things from them. Really proud of the way that they stayed with it tonight. It was, frustrating for them too, because of course they want to come out and they want to score, and we kept it pretty well competitive until they're that fourth quarter, and we just baskets like it had a lid on it, and we just couldn't get it off. And so but like you said, I was proud of the defensive effort and things that we did there to keep it a game. And again, those are growing experiences that we can learn from.
What do you guys have coming up?
We got court warming on Friday against a really good Hallsville team that's coming in. So another conference matchup, and so that should be a fun and exciting one. We're going to have to, get ready for that in the next 2 days and be ready to go.
I know you're not going to have the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Do you think there's any chance that you may be able to see Britton out there by Friday?
We really don't know. It's just going to kind of have to be day by day, and he's obviously doing everything he can to rehab and get back. he did a lot of extra work today to work on that ankle, and even looked at trying to come back and maybe get some spot minutes here and there, and it just wasn't there. So we're just kind of looking, obviously his long-term health is most important. And so, we got districts, not that long away as the season's wrapping up. I mean, he'll be back, but when, we don't know for sure when yet.
Those ankles can be tricky. I know that much for sure. I will say one thing that really speaks to the kind of leader and just all-around person Britton is I love that even when he's not able to be out on the floor playing, he's there on the bench during the JV game, helping coach the kids. Same in the varsity game, constantly talking to his teammates. It just seems like he wants to have an impact on this team, whether it's on the floor or just over there supporting his teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. Did a great job tonight, staying engaged, making sure that he was keeping guys' heads up as they were coming out, talking to him about what he was seeing. And so I'm really proud of him in the way that, because it's easy, right? I've been there. I've had my own share of injuries when I played. It's easy to kind of check yourself out and feel sorry for yourself. And he didn't do that tonight at all. He was a great teammate. And so, again, what we expect out of our captains, and he's one of them. And he did a lot of great things for us tonight, and we can't wait to get him back. But, proud of our guys for how that we rallied around and did, like I said, a lot of good things. We just got to continue to work on some.
Well, I know it's not the outcome you wanted, but still another good showing from your squad. Look forward to seeing you guys again very soon, and we always appreciate you coming up to talk, Coach.
Hey, thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
All right, that's Coach Nathaniel Caudell, head coach of the Eldon Mustangs. Tough loss tonight for his squad, but, I mean, Ryan, once again, call a spade a spade. You're playing a man down, not just a man down, an all-conference caliber player, all-district caliber player in Britton Ahart, 6'4", I believe leading scorer, probably up there in rebounds and assists for this team as well. I mean, that's hard to just replace.
Well, first off, I was going to ask the exact same thing that you did, because I noticed the same thing about Britton on the bench. Seemed like he was extremely engaged. And, for one, it's tough enough when you're not even getting minutes to be engaged, let alone to be injured and supposed to be getting minutes and not be engaged. That's extremely, a testament to his character, first off. But he's a leader. That's one, but really he's a ball handler, and I feel like that's what they were missing tonight was someone to handle the ball, slow down the pressure of this Fatima team early in the game. They kind of figured that out, but then they just didn't have anyone to hit shots. And over the past few games, has Britton been the leading scorer on this team? Maybe not, but
he had 25 against Versailles.
Excuse me. Before that, the games I had seen.
You're right,
though. You're right. The leading scorer. He's been the passer. But when push comes to the shove and they needed a shot, they'd find him. And so they didn't have that tonight. And I felt like, honestly, I got to watch a lot of that Fatima game. I thought that tonight defensively was a better showing than it was. Agree. They just were lacking shots. They can make a few shots that have been in this game.
I agree, and I just want to add to that. I think it affects a couple guys more than others not having Britton in there, because when they play zones like this, they flash Britton to the high post, and he operates a lot from that free throw line. That's able to set up back cuts and shots. So I think because that, like Coach said, other guys were playing out of position, so suddenly instead of Cody Tam being able to kill you without the ball, because that's Cody's strong point. You don't want Cody trying to get you with the crossover and go, no, Cody moves well off ball and will get you on back cuts. Same with guys like Devin Hardy, spot-up shooter, and people like that. But nonetheless, you play with what you got on that day. What did the scoring look like for the Mustangs?
Yeah, so it was, you actually had two Mustangs leading the way. Devin Hardy had 6 points, and Lincoln Salzman had 6 points. Two guys, they hit 2 threes. And then 4 points out of Talon Hole, 4 points out of Cody Tam. It was 3 out of Drew Hines. And you also had 2 out of Rhett Bayshore and 2 out of Logan Whittle.
Yeah, well, like I said, not the result the Mustangs wanted, but a lot of learning experience was earned here tonight. Ryan, any final thoughts on this contest?
I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I feel like we talked about it a few times, but missing your better player, and who knows how long that'll last. You're going to have a tough matchup with Hallsville on Friday. I remember going out there last year, and they had talent, and they were quick. I mean, anytime you play in the Tri-County, it's not going to be easy. But, just got to keep going. And I like Coach Caudell said about Britton Ahart and his character and the way he acted on the bench. So that's definitely one way to look at this team for sure.
No, absolutely. Like I said, I do think these Mustangs are a lot better than their record presents, and I think it's all about getting ready for districts. See if you can make some noise there. Well, we are off tomorrow night. Mizzou in action as they are at number 4, Tennessee, taking on the Volunteers. We'll be back Thursday. A couple teams that know a thing or two about basketball, Final Fours and state titles alike. The reigning state champions of Class 2 girls basketball come to Tipton to take on arguably the favorite for the state title this year, and what may be the state championship preview. We get Tipton and Skyline on Thursday.
I picked up my popcorn because you kind of need it to watch a matchup like that, man.
I'm hyped.
Yeah,
I'm hyped. Like
seriously exciting.
I'm trying to think of my maths right. That might be the last 2 state champions actually in class. That is the last 2 state champions.
Last 3 did Skyline win?
No, Skyline wasn't class 2 the year before that. Yeah, so the last 2 state champions about to fight it out for a right to maybe be the next one. Yeah. So we'll have that for you on Thursday. Then Friday, rivalry game versus Sales and Cali. They don't like each other much. Old Tri-County foes. It's always a great game, and we'll have that one for you here on KS95. But it's been a lot of fun tonight. Special thanks to Mark back at the studio, Britt on the camera, Spencer just for putting up with us all. He's Ryan. I'm Cole.